not, because I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. But I'm going to tell you this, because I know this to be true. I'll be 60 this year, and I'm just telling you what my mom told me. The unjust don't thrive. Yes, y'all. She said you're not getting over, you're just getting by, because you're going to reap what you sow. Yes. So I hated that early in life.
I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. No. Just me and the fam, few friends ain't playing. Don't speak a lot, and I can't stop. And I can't stop.
Hey y'all, happy Monday. It is Monday. It's the end of my work day. Today is the 7th. Kind of had a busy weekend. How was y'all weekend? Oh, and welcome all my new subscribers. It's all love over here. We call ourselves stars because we're spreading our light, letting others know that God is real. We're gonna let our light shine, right? So how's everybody doing? I pray that everybody's well. For all those who are grieving, we offer you words of comfort. For those who are going through any kind of sickness, illness, waiting for test results like myself, just know that God is in control. And you know, at one time at first I was worried, and I say, well, Lord, your will is going to be done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just living like that. But I wanted to come on and talk about something, because I was conversing with this lady the other day, and she was telling me that her sister had met a man online, and she hadn't heard from the man in a year, and he told her that, I can't remember the exact how it transpired, exactly how the reconnect transpired. Seems like he said that he had been working and he had been thinking about her, but he lost his phone, lost her number, didn't know how to get in touch with her or whatever. And he saw her on Facebook. Let me see, y'all. See, like something dirty. Maybe that's probably the makeup. But anyway, y'all. So he's telling her that he gonna send for her, and he want to give her $100,000 and something, and I told her, I said, you know, I'm really worried, because y'all, it's so much going on in the world now, and there's so many cases of elderly abuse in the form of financial scamming and stuff like that. And so my heart just go out to people who are really lonely, and they're looking for companionship in any shape, form, or fashion. Some are, you know, becoming close to people who they meet on social media. And it's not just on Facebook. It's not just people meeting people for love, intimate relationships anymore. It's people being scammed by people who they calling their family on YouTube and places like that. Those people are, you know, providing them a little, showing them a little attention. It can be so simple as just calling them a friend, and you know, and just finding ways to scam people out of their money. I'm not going to talk about scamming anymore. I'm just not, because I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. But I'm going to tell you this, because I know this to be true. I'll be 60 this year, and I'm just telling you what my mom told me. The unjust don't thrive. You going around making people feel loved, and you're not doing anything for them but just telling them what they want to hear. And then, you know, they sending you money in the form of cash apps or PayPal or whatever, just because you get on there and tell them you love them, but you don't care nothing about those people. Do you really care if all you're doing is taking from them? They're giving you your time. They're giving you, you know, they're helping you financially because they're watching your videos or whatever in the form of entertainment. You're getting paid from them watching you. So I'm telling you this, and I know this to be a fact because I see people that live like this. If all you do is beg, and I don't even want to I just had to, because when I thought about that lady, this lady is almost 80 years old. And she's there with men, or she's sending them money and things like that, all because he telling her he love her, but he really not. How you loving somebody but taking from them and knowing they don't have much to give? That's not loving anybody. Love is action. So if you really love a person, you need to be giving them instead of you thinking and expecting them to give you. I just don't like that. That's my pet peeve, people being misused. Because you don't have to treat people like that. If you trust in God, and if you living right, the Lord will give you the desires of your heart. You don't have to scam people out of things to get it. You just don't. And I just don't like that. I don't. I do not. But and so for anybody that decides to give, I don't have a problem with that. Giving is I give. But what I'm saying is using people to get from them. I don't like that. Especially the elderly people. A lot of those people living on fixed income, and they have a giving spirit, and that's why I made a video before about your elderly parents and people that are elderly. You look out for those people to make sure they're not being scammed. Look at that woman, 80-something thousand taken out of her bank account, and that's elder financial abuse is what that is. You don't do people like that, but God is not pleased with that. And you do people like that, you gonna be judged. Yes, you are. So, but yeah, I thought about that, and I told the lady, I was like, well, do you think that, first of all, if that man cared anything, he'd have found her by any means necessary. He'd have used Google. How they found each other was on Facebook. I said, well, did her name change? I mean, if we met and you knew my name, and my name has been the same, and for a whole year you couldn't find me, but then you didn't use. Why couldn't you use Facebook over 365 days ago? That was my thought process with that. I don't know. I don't like that. And I saw another old lady. The old lady said that she was scammed out of all of her life savings. How can people be so cruel like that? Oh boy. The love of money is the root of all evil. Money is not evil. We got to have money to survive. But the way people love it to scam and to manipulate, and like they used to say, hook and crook, that ain't nothing godly about that. Nothing at all. But yeah, so my pastor went down. We had church at 9, and then we went down to another little town for their church anniversary yesterday for 2:00. We were back home for like 5, right at 5. But y'all, my pastor, no, he preached. Letting your light shine. I said, Lord have mercy, that's my ministry. That is my ministry. You hear me? I ain't looking for, let me tell you something about me. Everything I need, God is going to provide it. I ain't got the big, I ain't got a hook and crook. I know that because I'm his child. God takes care of his children. You can't be a child of God and scamming. I'm not saying people, no, nobody is perfect. But what I'm saying, if you truly believe in God, you know that you don't have to do illegal manipulative things to survive. Because I'm going to tell you something about that. I always say this, if you got to manipulate to live, if you living to manipulate, manipulating is how you going to have to live. It just is. It just is. And so I just know. I just have a testimony that I've never been no one to steal or try to manipulate, scam nobody, anything. And as a result of that, I'm in the best financial situation I could be in my life. I haven't bought my first home, and I'm finna be 60. And I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to tell you that's my testimony. It's my story. It's my story. And I've never been the one to try to be like anybody else. Could I go and buy a brand new house? Really? I can't. I don't know where I want to go, y'all. That's another thing. It's another thing. I'm just praying for God's guidance. I am. Yep. I told y'all about a couple of months ago I had went and got money out of my savings to get a new car. I told y'all about a brand new vehicle. It was a little RAV4. But when I thought about that little car and my son, that car is little and my son is a big guy, you know, and so I'm clean. Anyway, I just want to tell y'all about that. Look, if you got older family members, y'all just pay attention to them. Sit down and talk to them. Go check on them, because a lot of times they be lonely, and that's one thing. When my mom was living, my brother lived there with her. You know what I'm saying? And my sisters and I, we talk to her every day. But y'all, I'm telling y'all, check on your elderly family members. See who they talking to, seeing what they doing, because there's a lot of people manipulating these older people out of their money under the guise of loving them. Yeah, and it's so sad. People could be so cruel. How could you, because you got older family members and you got grandparents and stuff. You won't nobody do that to them. If they're not living, you had them to be here. All right, y'all. That just saddened me. I was like, Lord, have mercy. All right. Y'all be blessed. I'll holler at y'all later.
I feel the love. I feel it growing every day. I feel the love.